Hello? Oh, it's time for another recap? Already? We got who for the interview? Oh my god, Dinah must have worked so hard this week. Oh, okay. By the way, did you get the thing that I asked you for about the tiebreaker? I see. At least the song's a banger. Okay man, see you around. Alright, I guess it's time to start. Welcome back everyone to the Osumania World Cup recap. This week we'll talk about the round of 16 weekend, and there are so many interesting matches. Stay tuned until the end. But without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first match we'll cover is Seed 7 Thailand versus Seed 10 Vietnam. And after bans and protects, it starts with a bang on LN2, where even after a miss from Tridone Gaming, Vietnam were just barely able to prevent an early breakpoint from occurring by the skin of their teeth.
Here.
Oh, it's flickering back and forth. 200s could matter at the very end of the map.
Oh my god, wait, hang on, no way.
Vietnam managed to take their point by 300 at the end.
By the skin of their teeth, 2 B1SS across this lobby. This is actually 3.
Next, Thailand quickly responds with the pick Rice 6, in which the Thai players showed just how strong their accuracy is on technical Rice. The match continued to heat up, with teams going back and forth on an intense LN1 and Rice 5, an unfortunate Hybrid 1, and a dominant Rice 3, where Thailand was able to get the #1 score of the weekend. As we move closer and closer to tiebreaker, Vietnam chose their final pick of Hybrid 3, where the map was looking extremely close, but even though it wasn't shown on stream due to a Bancho bug, Matcha Latte missed in the last 150 nodes, leaving Vietnam to match point. At this point, it is do or die for Thailand, and they chose Rice 2. This is when many viewers realized that Thailand didn't have a key player for the match, Parponger. Even without them, Thailand had to continue with Achi as their third. Still, this map was down to the wire. The MVP for this match goes to Lot, who was able to top score every winning point but one for Vietnam. Last week, we saw Argentina beat out their higher seeded opponent Japan, and this week, they will once again have to do the impossible and beat an insanely strong Seed 5 UK team. Luck was on their side for the rolls at least, and they were able to pick Rice 4 first. However, during the map itself, the team seemed to struggle a bit because everyone took at least one miss. UK, as a result, seized the opportunity that they had with their first breakpoint and styled on Argentina by getting the #1 team score on Rice 1. Argentina wasn't out just yet though, because Hybrid 1 was being especially tricky for the higher seeded teams this weekend, and UK was no different. Rice 5 was another domination, with the UK only taking 1 200, but LN1 was looking a lot more interesting.
This lead.
Last little Ki Super Jackie. Can Argentina hold on? No misses on any side, and yes.
The UK now decides to switch up the pace and goes for Hybrid 3, trying not to play into the simpler Rice maps that Argentina was so strong at last week. With their opponents on match point, Argentina had no more room for error and decided to choose the bold pick of Hybrid 2, the protect of the UK. Sadly enough, the trills caused just enough 200s to be dropped from Argentina and they lost the match. MVP goes to Zubin, since not only did they win every single map that they played, they were consistently able to get at least top 2 in the lobby whenever they did play.
Closest seeded match in the losers bracket was Singapore versus Ukraine, and it started off with a bang. In the back half of Ukraine's first pick of Hybrid 1, there were more trades than the New York Stock Exchange at 3 p.m.
To be honest, we all have our days. Bro friend, finding another miss. There is still time.
Despite Singapore's higher accuracy, repeated drops from Origami Best and Quad allowed Ukraine to take the point. Singapore picked LN2 afterwards, but the same demons popped up, and yet again, Ukraine took the point, this time with 3 full combos to none. The tone started to shift after this, however, as Singapore finally took a point, and a breakpoint at that, blocking out Ukraine just enough to win by a small margin. With Singapore biting the bullet and gunning for the jump stream pick, it revealed a very important disparity in the Rice category between both teams, with Team Red taking it by a monstrous 50,000 points. Ukraine was unable to hold on and dropped yet another breakpoint on their own protective Hybrid 3 by another slim margin, allowing Singapore to pounce on the stream pick. Big Noob LOL took over with another nutty performance, and despite Concept stepping up big time on Black Knife the core jack pick, it was not enough as Singapore completed the reversal, winning 5-2.
Seed 8 Canada vs Seed 9 Russia was looking to be one of the closest matches of the weekend, and it delivered with the first pick of Rice 3, where both teams were close overall, but the accuracies from Sawdust Inhaler and Maya were just too on point. The all-around team of Russia saw that Canada's Rice was too strong, and decided the best bet was going to be LN3, which proved to be correct.
Because there's still 100,000 worth of score left. That's it. That's all Russia needed. The score is going straight back to Russia.
Oh my god.
There it is. As long as Russia holds it, there's enough time.
Get back over.
Because none of the Canadians were able to achieve an FC on the map. Rice 2 was similar to Rice 3, where Canada showed off just how strong their accuracy is on any Rice. But Hybrid 2 was looking to go either way. Canada wanted to keep going strong with their choice of Rice 4, which seemed to have given them a homeland advantage, because they were able to get 3 scores higher than a 990k. This pick was important for Russia, since Canada were just 1 win away from match point. So, Russia decided to go for LN2, and the map was looking good up until the last quarter, where the Russian consistency continued to struggle once again. Now having the lead, Canada went for a map they felt very confident on in Rice 1, where again, their accuracies continued to shine brighter and brighter. The MVP for this match goes to the duo of Sawdust Inhaler and Maya, who were the core for Canada throughout the entire match, always being just one step ahead of the Russians.
Mexico versus the Netherlands happened midway into the weekend, and both relatively low-seeded teams were out for blood as they fought in the losers bracket for a spot in next week's quarterfinals. With the first choice, Mexico opted for the Vocal Dump Rice pick, and through the power of combo gaming, they were able to secure the first point despite overall worse average accuracy. Up next, the Netherlands headed to Hybrid 1, and although all 3 players on Team Mexico were able to get full combos, this time accuracy prevailed and a breakpoint was denied, tying up the score 1-1. Since they had won off of the back of physicality spikes leading to misses, Mexico made the smart choice to go for Rice 4, the tech chart that had major bursts and multiple choke points. Biosphere should have put a warning label in the description as the Netherlands choked another couple of misses, leading to Mexico going up 2-1. Unfortunately for Mexico, their luck ran out after that map. The Netherlands made an incredible run, showing off their hybrid prowess yet again on Virtual Resort, flexed their Rice accuracy by forcing a breakpoint on Mexico's own protective Rice 6, and finished off the match with relatively clean points on both the Density and Core Jack charts. The Spanish team made some great plays, but unfortunately for them, the Netherlands are the ones to move on to the quarterfinals, facing Peru this weekend. After a hard-fought match, I interviewed some of the Dutch players to gain some insight on what was going through their minds during the match. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to another interview for the Osimania 4K World Cup of 2025. This is the round of 16 interview, yeah. And for the featured match, we had Mexico versus the Netherlands. Netherlands coming out on top 5-2, and so we have a couple of members from the Dutch team. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
You go first.
Alright, I'll go first. Hello, I'm Shoira. I've been playing MWC since 2021, and I've been captain since, I think, 2023. Outside of MWC, I do some playtesting and recently some reffing as well.
Hi YouTube. I go by Toxic Scent, and I've also been playing MWC since 2021, although I took a hiatus last year. We're back as ever.
You guys obviously had a really cool match against Mexico. As I said, you won 5-2. And before we get into that, I think the MVP of the match would probably go to you, Toxic Scent. I think you had something like 4 or 5 map MVPs where you top scored. And overall, really strong anchor for the Netherlands, as per usual. So for you, what's it like? You said you did take a hiatus. What's it like being back on the team, because you did take 2024 off? And what do you think has changed from the lineups of the past years?
Well, what is it like to be back? Well, it's great. I get to play the game competitively with my friends.
So
and if we're looking at like a year ago back or 2 years ago, I don't think much has really changed. I think the only real thing that's a massive change is the fact that all the boomers are retired now, so we have to fill the spots of the new gens, and so far that's been working out great.
And when you guys were down 1-2, you just had the insane run and converted every point afterwards. So, to you, Shoira, as you were the team captain, what you guys change in the game plan? Was there anything you did in a leadership role to kind of encourage everyone to do better? And really, yeah, just what changed?
Well, first of all, our game plan from the start was pretty set in stone. We just wanted to pick all the LNs and all the hybrids, and hope for the best. So the first point we lost was not a big deal, and actually gave us confidence because it was actually surprisingly close.
It was, yeah.
Especially with me having to play the Ryze, because that's not usual. And the second map, even though the winning margin was as close as it was, actually also gave us courage, because we knew as a team that we performed badly. I personally played really badly. I don't maybe
a couple misses
too much, but
yeah.
Yes, and Monolith as well. She was pretty nervous at the start. So the fact that we could win, even with our not our best performance, actually gave us more courage. So we were also happy with that. And then losing the Ryze pick after that, I mean, it's a setback, I suppose, but it wasn't unexpected. It's a Ryze pick after all, so it wasn't too bad. And after that, the hybrid 2, if I recall correctly, the Tove map,
hybrid 2,
winning that by 20k confirmed our suspicion that we can easily win these points.
Yeah,
and then we just kind of used that momentum to keep going, especially winning the Ryze after that.
Exactly, you guys had I think 2 really good wins. The Ryze after that was Shiraku, which was Mexico's Protect, which was a really crazy win. And then after that, you guys did great on Korjak with Mexico's final pick.
Yes, so, Monolith being MVP.
Yeah, Monolith
being the real GOAT. Yes, well, I have to quote her. She said at the start, "I'm locked in," and she delivered.
So now that that match is done, I mean, you were talking about how the game plan was very much set for you guys against Mexico, but now you're up against Peru in the quarterfinals, and obviously Peru definitely has some scary people in a couple of categories. You know, Dendru, Anku really come to mind. This is kind of open-ended to both of you, so I kind of want answers from both of you. Do you guys have a set game plan in mind? Is this going to be one of those matches where it's kind of going to be adjust on the fly? What do you think is going to happen for this weekend?
Well, I'll start. I think our strat going into most matches is pick Ryze. I think Mexico is actually an outlier in that, but most of the time we just pick Ryze because that's our strongest skill set. And for Peru, it's probably going to be the same deal.
It really depends on how far we really get, I think. The maps are definitely way harder compared to last year, and that's... I wouldn't say that's bad, but it could be a little scary considering we're not all too comfortable with the level of the difficulty right now. But they do have weaknesses, and we hope to exploit them when we get to the match. But yeah, well, we're not going to really worry about winning. We're just going to have fun, see how it goes.
I think that's going to wrap up our interview. So thank you very much once again to Shoira and Toxic.
Shout out to Violet Mania tournament winner from 2022, and also MWC 4Key 2022 third placer, SunApple, who couldn't make it. I'm very disappointed, but I hope to see him next year. Wait, next week.
Next week.
To conduct more interviews like this, because this was really cool.
Sure. Any shout outs?
Yeah, no, I mean, the interview was really fun. I'm looking forward to our match and also next week's interview. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. Hope you guys had fun, and Toxic, do our outro.
Thanks for watching, YouTube.
There
like the video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to stay updated for... Which channels is going on?
BSM tournaments.
So you don't miss another upload for BSM tournaments.
There we
don't
go.
conduct any tournaments right now, but that doesn't matter because you don't miss banger uploads like this.
There we go. I think that was a perfect
How
outro.
much am I getting paid?
Yeah, that's 10 out of 10.
Thank you all so much once again for sticking till the end. Some interesting stats for the week was that LN3 had the most bans, and the title for the most played map is actually a tie between 4 different maps. Those being Rice 3, Rice 6, LN1, and LN2. So it seems like this pool was pretty well balanced in terms of what was popular. But be sure to tune in next week for another recap. This is SunApple signing off. Bye bye!